This championship, my championship, their championship, this is what all of this is about. You want?
No. No. My brother, I don't want that. I want your soul.
What the hell is going on? The road to WrestleMania 41 has been a strange one, but I never expected it to go full David Lynch. I feel like I'm hallucinating. It was only a year ago that The Rock returned on another Friday Night SmackDown in February and induced a ton of confusion and fan seething. This past Friday, The Rock came out on SmackDown and started things off by announcing WrestleMania New Orleans. And if that feels like a waste, he wasn't done. Nah, Dwayne called Cody Rhodes to the ring, and what followed was some of the most Lynchian shit I have ever seen in a professional wrestling ring. I mean, The Rock would go back and forth from heel to face, sometimes in the same sentence. He would teeter from funny to threatening, from schizo to lucid, and Cody's face told the whole story. And The Rock finished it off with an offer. He wants Cody to be his champion, and in order to do that, he wants Cody's soul. So besides the Illuminati, Freemason, Lucifer-loving Court of Owls implications of The Rock's offer, just more broadly, what the fuck did he mean by this? Well, here's what I think. From a bird's eye view, the WrestleMania 41 build has been all over the place. Fans have been very vocal since the Royal Rumble about this. SmackDown being 3 hours has hurt the show considerably. Jey Uso and Charlotte's wins at the Royal Rumble have been controversial, and there's kind of a sense that the entire card was compromised by The Rock's bowing out. Rock bearing the lead at the start of the year really dampened a lot of fan enthusiasm, and that's because the final boss still remains an unresolved thread. There's been a feeling that since Raw premiered on Netflix, WWE Creative is just on autopilot, and that's unacceptable for a road to WrestleMania. So it makes sense to invoke The Rock a little bit more directly. And for those who think that this might be a repeat of last year, where The Rock blows creative to smithereens at the 11th hour, I actually don't think that's the case this time. As evidenced by his comments at the presser afterwards, I don't actually think he's working a match this year. I think to some degree The Rock's involvement in WrestleMania has shifted, and I think whoever wins the Elimination Chamber is still going to face Cody at WrestleMania. If you think about it, the final boss character seems to represent like a looming thread from the boardroom, and I think him constantly invoking his power and position on the board is a hint of what's to come. Rock's offer seems set to culminate at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, where I believe we have two paths in front of us. Either Cody accepts the offer and people get their long-held wish for a Cody Rhodes heel turn.
9 servings of Miro's truffle risotto night?
Or Cody tells Rock to go fuck himself, and the winner of the chamber match accepts The Rock's assistance at WrestleMania 41. There's some threads here that I think are kind of interesting, and I think have set the stage for something like this. Remember, 1 week before the Rumble, Cody and CM Punk had a confrontation, almost a direct mirror of the year prior. Cody was exhausted, spent at the implications of being WWE's top guy for almost a year, and CM Punk pointed this all out. Now, CM Punk also laid out that he was coming for Cody, and that he would have the courtesy to stab him in the front. And CM Punk is in the Elimination Chamber match, so he's possibility number one to accept The Rock's offer. But I think the more likely answer is Big Match John. As I've speculated before, I suspect now that no one is looking, WWE might finally pull the trigger on a Cena heel turn. Now, some of you have refuted this, thinking that Cena's Rumble elimination resembled more of a 2010 Shawn Michaels kind of a thing, where he's desperate but never turns full heel. And I was willing to entertain that until The Rock showed up. I'm beginning to believe that Cena is the one that's going to accept The Rock's offer. When John Cena was eliminated from the Royal Rumble, you could see in his facial expression the gravity of the loss had finally set in. I don't believe there was a second within kayfabe that John Cena didn't believe he was winning that Royal Rumble match. And when he congratulated Yeet Man, you could see his expression at first. He was fuming. And at the press conference, Cena used very careful wording like it would be best for business for him to main event WrestleMania. I don't remember Shawn Michaels ever making that kind of an argument about ending the streak. But I do remember a lot of others letting us know that that's not going to work for me, brother. And plus, there's the Hollywood element, too.
And I'm like, man, you love this. Why aren't you here? Oh, you're not here because you go from one movie immediately to another because you're so successful and you're doing well in this venture. And in doing so, you're paving the way for people like me to be successful in this venture. I owe a lot of what I've done in WWE and in cinema to Dwayne Johnson.
A Hollywood cabal heel stable with John Cena and The Rock? Yeah, hello, base department? And then there's the third option, the one I am just so tired of hearing about. It seems to be a very, very popular take. Could it mean Homelander Cody? Some think that Cody is going to turn heel. And I want to get this out of the way first. I'm not a fan of this idea. Every week I keep hearing, they're going to turn on him. Oh, they're going to boo him soon. Did you see how heelish he was acting after the Royal Rumble? And some think Cody will accept The Rock's offer, either at the Elimination Chamber or at WrestleMania itself. Now, from a certain point of view, I can understand why. In Cody's promo with CM Punk, Punk mentioned that the WWE Championship turned him into someone he did not want to be back when he held it in 2012. And he implied that Cody was nearing that point. There's this idea that they've been presenting on TV that Cody's been worn down by his increased workload as the WWE champion and KO waging war on him for months. So would it really be a surprise if at the Elimination Chamber or at WrestleMania, the pressure gets to be all just a little too much? Maybe Cody buckles. Maybe Cody needs that WWE title more than anyone could possibly imagine. So much so that he finds himself shaking hands with Satan himself. Does that remind you of someone? Yeah, Houston, we would have a problem. Because what does turning Cody heel actually accomplish? Oh, he's Homelander now! Great. He's Homelander. Now what? What's the story after that? We barely scratched the surface of the kind of blood feuds that Cody could be having as a babyface. Beyond Kevin Owens, there's Drew, CM Punk, visit Seth Rollins, or, Randy Orton? Why would you turn Cody heel, especially if he's facing John Cena? Unless the retirement tour is a work, Cena ain't gonna be around long term. So why the hell would you torpedo his successor by immediately turning him heel a year later after WrestleMania 40 when he was coronated as a successor? I can't deny, though, Punk and Rock would have a pretty incredible feud, especially if Cody joined him. I can see CM Punk feeling betrayed by that, and we all know Punk is at his best when he's got an axe to grind or a jungle boy to choke. But regardless, it's not like the fans are rejecting Cody either. Every justification I ever hear for Cody turning heel is just meta shit. So many times, it's just, oh, let's do Homelander in WWE. Do you see he has blonde hair? Oh my God, look at, he's got the American flag. Evil Superman. Superman, oh, he's Captain America. America bad. The kind of meta postmodern shit where we just turn a character in on itself. It's just too young bucks for me. I feel like people are more in love with the idea of Homelander Cody more so than they would be in love with the reality of Homelander Cody. But that might just be me. You'll notice I compared this potential turn to WrestleMania 17 with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And what happened when they turned their newest, most crowned babyface heel, especially when a certain Samoan main eventer had to go away for a while and be more part-time? That sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? There was nobody to replace him. There was nobody to really fill those shoes that they had established Austin firmly as a top babyface. Well, that might just be me. But to definitively answer the question posed at the top of this video, I think the purpose of this was to engineer The Rock's presence at WrestleMania, even though he's not wrestling. Or at least I'm hoping so, because WWE needs a hot angle like it did last year. And it's about time to pick up the pace. But what about you, Kino crew? What's your take? What does it all mean? Is The Rock trying to take Cody to the Redwoods in California to worship an owl? Whatever you think, whatever you feel, just make sure keep it Kato. Because life is cinema.